Hello and welcome to the Harvest program, where it's sure to be a good one. There's some good food getting ready to be prepared.
Oh, I smell it.
Just over to the right here. We'll get to that in just a moment. My name is Drew. That's Valerie, and Stephen Chuck is out today, and we want to get to him right away because I'm sure he's ready for bed. But where in the world is Pete Sumrall? Our worldwide correspondent is standing by live via Skype, where it's almost tomorrow in the land down under. Dad, how you doing? What are you doing down there?
I'm doing well, Drew. I'm here attending the conference hosted by Phil Pringle and C3 called Presence at the Darling Harbour Convention Center in Sydney, Australia.
Now, I'm really happy that you put a tie on just for us. It's almost tomorrow. Like I said, it's about 11 o'clock, and I believe you got there, was it early this morning?
I actually landed in Brisbane. I was on a flight from Dallas to Brisbane, and we landed at Brisbane about 5 o'clock in the morning, Australia time, which was 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Indiana time, and was there for a few hours. We had a mechanical problem on the plane, so I was delayed a couple hours, got to Sydney about 10 o'clock in the morning, and did a radio interview on Hope 103.2 FM. At 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and had a nice walk around downtown and went to service tonight. So it's been a somewhat busy day. Got a great day coming up tomorrow.
So for folks who maybe aren't familiar with Pastor Phil Pringle and Christian City Church there, what can you tell us about those folks? You know,
Pastor Phil is really an amazing story where he and his wife, Chris, they started literally from virtually nothing and built the church up. Dr. Sumrall, my dad, your grandfather, came and spoke here at Phil's church many, many times and saw it grow over the years. It's just exploded. He was just saying tonight in the service that over Easter they ministered to over 30,000 people during the course of the service. And they did a really unusual thing where they actually did an Easter egg drop for the kids from the helicopter. So I hope nobody got hurt by that, but they all think that they had a lot of fun. But the conference, this is their annual big conference. Kong Hee is here, and John Bevere, and I'm going to be here just tonight and tomorrow. And I heard Phil Pringle preach tonight, preached out of 1 John chapter 1, and on connecting mainly with Jesus Christ. And then tomorrow night, going to get to hear Kong Hee preach.
Okay, so Pete, what are you going to preach about?
In just a little bit, I'm going to preach about sweet dreams.
Okay, so Pete, I know that Feed the Hungry has a very strong presence there in Australia. Talk to me about the efforts there in Australia.
Ben Evans, who is our managing director here in Australia, has done a terrific job in building the Australia Feed the Hungry office up. And it's in the last 5 to 7 years, it's gone from virtually nothing and non-existent to really being a very vibrant part of what we do. One of the things that Ben and his people have been able to institute is a program that they call Take Away Hunger. And here in Australia and in the United Kingdom and other places that have more of a British flavor to it, takeaway means carry out. So when you take away something, you're taking like a fast food away. So take away a burger, or take away a sandwich, or take away some kind of a lunch. And so the promotion is that for $6, you can take away 100 meals. And it's been a great program down here in Australia. It's gotten a lot of people involved. We're very thankful that the folks at Australian Christian Channel that have been a part of it, as well as Hope 103.2. And so Feed the Hungry here in Australia has been very, very supportive. Ben has personally overseen some of the efforts that we've got going on in Asia. He was in Indonesia and also has been up in Cambodia and Thailand and over in Africa. And so we're very, very thankful to the people of Australia. I mean, there's only 22 million people who live in the entire nation of Australia. 4.5 million people live here in Sydney. It's the largest city in Australia. And so the people are very, very giving. There's a lot of humanitarian efforts that go on from here.
Pete, we have experienced great growth from the office there in Australia. And just for general purposes, what kind of read do you get on the state of the church, so to speak, or the state of Christianity there down under?
Well, Stephan, a lot of people would say that Australia is probably more secular than what we are in the United States, and it's a very small, quote, Christian base. But from what I've been able to observe, especially coming out of a meeting like tonight with Phil Pringle's group, they're very lively. So you've got Hillsong down here, you've got the C3 churches down here. They're exploding and they're growing. Phil was talking tonight about connecting and connecting mainly with Jesus, but one of the things he was using actually was his connect groups, which is his cell groups that he has all over the country, really. And it's really amazing how he's bringing people up from, all over Sydney who are hosting these cell groups in their homes. And the people are really on fire. But I think overall, probably Australia could use a mighty move of God.
Well, that's what I wanted to know, Pete. That's my next question. How can we pray for the people of Australia? I know at one time Christianity was the largest religion there in Australia. Not sure where we stand today, but how can we best pray for the people down under?
Well, technically, Valerie, it still is a Christian nation,
Okay.
but I think it's probably more because people are born into a, quote, Christian home, and not necessarily giving their life over to Christ. Tonight, for instance, there was probably, I think, what looked like over 5,000 people in attendance of the meeting tonight at the convention center, and Pastor Phil gave the altar call, and several hundred just streamed down to the altar for salvation. So I know people's hearts are open. The country, I believe, is open. There's a growing, vibrant Christian radio network that's going on here. But at the same time, whereas we're a little spoiled in the United States, where most major cities have at least one, if not two or three Christian radio stations, in some cases, 2 or 3 Christian television stations, there might be only one Christian channel available in most homes via television, and maybe only one, at the most 2, Christian radio stations. So, we just need to pray for people to be diligent and stick with it and, continue to lead people to Christ and let the church and Christianity grow, not just in name only, but in relationship.
Well, Dad, while they're praying for us, or while we're praying for them, why don't you ask them to say a prayer for us, because they seem to stay out of more trouble than we do. We're going to let you go to bed.
Well, they do.
Thank
you, Drew.
Always good to see you. We'll catch up with you, I'm sure, again while you're down there in Australia. And guys, we just have a minute left, but I wanted to...